Ooh, baby, I like it like that. Looks like we're live. Because it means one thing. It means it is Thursday, and we're giving a little recap action here. I'm just still trying to work on a couple of things, get some things moved around, but welcome one, welcome all. Thanks for tuning in to your week 7 recap. Boom. One game this week. Unfortunately, Mother Nature had some other ideas for us. This is still so hard to marry myself. My hair is just getting wild. I think we're gonna go with a mullet. I think we're gonna go with a mullet by the end of the year, or maybe halfway through the summer. I'm not sure yet. Maybe that'll be a poll question one week. What should Big Boy J. Rowe do with his hair? I think mullet really is just the only way to go at this point. We're going to let it go. I was maybe do a man bun once in my life. I've got the beard. I got a whole hipster thing going, so who knows? Anyway, let's get into some. I got a little housekeeping. Got to drink my Bones coffee to support the podcast. This is a delicious Army of Darkness coffee. It's a dark roast chocolate coffee, and it is fucking delicious. Let me tell you that. So, but quick thing before we get going and get into the exciting little recaps we have here. You should have everybody should have heard from their coaches this week about the new rules that are being put in place at Twardarski and Martel, and really Twardarski and Martel, but one of the big changes is the trash. Okay, let's avoid using the trash barrels at Martel and Twardarski. We will have trash bags for you. The coaches will have trash bags for you, so you can dispose of your trash in there. And that way, we just want to keep the fields looking nice. We don't want people coming through, walking their pets in the morning and seeing trash. I know we weren't leaving a ton of trash around anyway, but, we want to make sure that this field is kept completely clean so softball can't get blamed for anything. So really, let's help each other out, especially with people. I know the players were doing a great job of using the trash bags and keeping the field looking nice, but let's make sure any guests that actually come in, let's make sure they're utilizing the same rules that we are. That would be awesome. That's kind of the big thing. So if we can all just do that, that'd be great. Let's keep this league going great. Let's make sure everything's helping out. And the big thing is we're all pulling in that same direction. So everything's done smoothly. It's kind of like the home run balls, right? Make sure that, we're all kind of chasing the home run balls. Same thing. Let's just keep the fields clean. Let's keep it looking nice. You don't leave your house a shithole, do you? Let's not leave the fields a shithole. So let's take care of that. We don't want anything coming on to us. So that way we can keep everything going smoothly and swimmingly, if you will. So any questions, talk to your coach. How's that sound? So with that being said, let's get into some recaps. What was a very quick evening at the Tell. A little quick week, unfortunately. Mother Nature kind of gave us a little deep dicking and said, no. You boys aren't playing Monday. I think it was the right call, unfortunately. I know we had some hail later in the day, I want to say. Like, it was crazy. That last storm that came through was fucking wild. So anyway, let's do a little A&D versus Monahan. I'm a little disappointed in this game, and you'll see why later. But A&D beats Monahan 12-. Oh my God, look at this hair. Woo! A&D beats Monahan 12-9. It was a pitcher's duel the entire game. I don't know who pitched for A&D. I think Huey might have. And that's great to see. I know Huey pitched well against us early in the year, but pitcher's duel through the whole game. Both teams had multiple chances to start big innings, but nobody really could get the things going. It sounded like they were drinking some chamomile tea instead of some Bones coffee. Delicious. The game went back and forth, but was always within a couple of runs, which you'll love to see. I know Monahan's playing a lot of tight games. We played them tight last week. Both pitchers had batters up. Well, excuse me real quick. We might have to come back to this. What is this? It is Co-Ed Cody. Co-Ed Cody is joining us here live on the recap. Imagine that. spontaneously happened 2 weeks in a row. Co-ed Cody, welcome to the MMSL recap. What's happening?
What's going on, my man?
How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Dude, Boom Boom Crew is rolling right now. Watch out.
What happened last night? I show up to the field and I start seeing the Boom Boom Crew. I get Hurls is texting me saying, big night from Boom Boom Crew. What happened? You beat VFW. Give me a little recap.
So, started out a little slow. Their top of the order used a lot of their home runs early. Pettigrew hit 3 of them, I think.
Selfish Pettigrew.
Oh, yeah. Very early solos and 2-run shots. Down 13-2 very early, probably going into the third. They ran out of home runs. Their bats died, and then we just picked up. We put up a 13 spot in one inning that tied at 15. They put up 1 run after that, and then we just took control, put up another 6 spot, and game over.
Wow. So the Boom Boom Crew was down 13 runs early on, and you guys battled back, only giving up 3 runs the rest of the way to win this game 21-16.
Yeah, good fight by the boys. Mind you, they did only have 9 players, but, you know, I'm not going to take that away from the guys. We battled hard, fought back, and got a big W for the boys.
It's a huge dub. You know, and nine guys, yeah, is that a hampering or a hankering? Of course. However, when you've been rolling kind of like VFW has, you know, you think they still might be able to pull it up. You guys have been struggling, although now you've won 2 in a row. So that's regardless of only having 9. Buckley last year, the MMSSL 2020 champion, lost to Holt with only 9 guys last year. So that is maybe that is in your cards, that maybe that's the little precursor that you might win this year.
Well, it's definitely a win we needed. I know the boys have been down, and Jay has been, you know, on that emotional wave with the team because we did well last year and haven't started hot this year. But tides are turning. We're coming back. Boom Boom Crew is coming.
Here's the big question. You know, I play with Mr. Wesson over in Nashua, and he tends to wear a little short shorts as well. Between him and Kyle Palavicius, who has the better thighs on the Boom Boom Crew with their short shorts?
Ooh, that's a good question. I might have to go with my boy Weston because I've already seen a lot of thigh from KP already.
Okay.
And I think Weston can pull it off. Legs are looking good from him.
Yes, he's been doing a lot of time in the gym lately. So
yes, he has. He's looking great.
Showing off. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear the Boom Boom Crew is going well. And as you will see later in this show, a couple of the boys on the pod took the Boom Boom Crew. So I appreciate that.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey,
the goal is to get out of the toilet bowl. We're on our way there.
And that we will get talking about that later. I'm not sure who's going to be in the toilet bowl, but we will give some insight into that. Co-ed Cody Termel joining us here. Appreciate you calling in. Co-ed likes to eat grape nuts for breakfast, and he irons his jerseys. We'll see you tonight for a Paloma at Los Primos.
Yes, sir. See you then.
Bye-bye. That was great. I love getting these guys calling in. Maybe we'll have another accidental call in next week where somebody else will give another recap. It's amazing how coincidental that happens when co-ed Cody just randomly calls me at 2:15 in the afternoon. But anyway, let's get back to that A&D Monahan. Sound like it was a great pitchers duel, back and forth. No one really wanted to take control of this game. However, let's see here. Players of note, Tommy and Dobbs from Monahan, Danny Pope and Hamill from A&D were big guys last night. Game came down to the last 2 innings. A&D scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th after Monahan went quietly, and then the defense pulled out the W in the 7th by not allowing a run. I know they're still sitting in the bottom of the standings, but I just don't think Monahan's going to be in the toilet bowl. I'm going to continuously say it. I don't think Monahan's going to be in the toilet bowl at the end of this year. I like this team, especially if they can get Tommy showing up for a couple of these 7:30, 8:30 games every once in a while. It's going to be big. That's a tough loss for Monahan last night, but I like this team. I like they look sharp with their uniforms. Their coach does a very nice job. So nice little game. Thanks for that recap there. 12-9. Monahan playing a lot of low-scoring games lately. They need to get the bats going. However, I am not one to speak about getting the bats going, as we have not scored a ton lately. As we just heard from Boom Boom Crew, they did beat VFW 21-16. That's a nice doubler last night for Boom Boom Crew. VFW has now lost 2 in a row. Boom Boom Crew has won 2 in a row and has now climbed into the tying NHI at 5-7. So here we go. Regional versus Holt. I don't have a recap from this team. I don't have a recap from this game. You know why? Because they're just going to complain about how everything went wrong for regional, even though they won. Okay. Chad Lawrence, I'm sure, is very ecstatic right now as he gets his 20th win outside of the month of May in his 7-year coaching career in MMSSL. Congratulations to Chad Lawrence for increasing your winning percentage outside of the month of May. Regional takes 23-15 when it sounded like Holtz had some pitching issues early in the game that they could not overcome. Regional really just throwing salt licks all over the field because they want everybody to complain as much as they do. I heard Tony Martineau, because who else doesn't love patting themselves on the back? But my father, he hit a 3-run home run last night to make a lot of waves for regional. Saw Longy last night show up to the field. I enjoy the unique colors of regional. I think their hats are nice. I like what they've done. Very nice. Regional finally getting off the schneid a little bit. Now falling down to 7-5. They are in 4th place. I'm going to be curious to see where this team goes next couple weeks. Next probably 3 weeks. I'm really curious to see where this team goes in the middle third of the season. I think we could see them drop a little bit, but I do think in the final third of the season, I think that's where we'll see regional kind of kick it back up. That's my prediction. I know I said that this team will fall down to the toilet bowl. It's going to be tough. I mean, they start off so hot. It'll be tough, but I think they're going to have a tough middle third here. I think the last third of the season, they're going to fight to that 4th playoff spot to host a game. So we'll see what happens there. It's going to be interesting turnabouts. And Holtz, it's my toilet bowl team from day one. From day one after the draft, I'm just going to keep it there. So I've got 2 teams down there in the toilet bowl, and we're just going to keep that there and let that happen. Let's move on into hey, you're welcome, Chad. Thanks for tuning in. Chad, 20th win in 7 years and outside the month of May is very impressive. Let's see here. What do we got? We are looking at we got the regional game. We got A&D Monahan. We got Boom Boom Crew VFW. We are now on to Buckley versus Tomahawk. Buckley got out to a hot start. I mean, that's what happens when Jim O'Connor's your coach. The ladies love Jimmy O'Connor, Jimmy O, as they call him. Hey, go give me one of those Jimmy O's, please, the ladies say. After scoring 4 in the first, powered by a 3-run ding-dong by Lucas Scarciati, they followed up with 13 runs second inning. Wow. Boom, boom. Buckley was up 17-2 heading into the third. That's a mighty long evening for the rest of the way. However, Tomahawk Tavern didn't quit and chipped away, chip away like they were a couple of archaeologists at Buckley's lead. Each inning, they get the lead down to 6 at one point. And Angelo Roman put in a Los Primos Player of the Week type performance, going 5 for 5 with 3 home runs and 8 ribbies. That's a night right there, boy. I hope your brother does that on the weekend, too, when he's with Way. But it wasn't enough as Buckley added a few runs in the top of the 7th and eventually held on to get the win. Buckley's 9-1 in their last 10. A&D and VFW are 7-3. A&D has now won 5 in a row. Okay. Buckley's 9-1 in their last 10. A&D has won 5 in a row. VFW's lost 2 in a row, and they've got a big game coming up against Buckley next week. That A&D team is sneaking. They are not getting the respect they deserve. They have won 5 in a row. They are tied atop the leaderboard with Buckley at 9-3. You do not want to play A&D when they're home. You do not want that. They're 6-0. They're the only undefeated team left in MMSSL when they are the home team. They are 7-3 in the last 10. Buckley is 9-1 outside of that one little hiccup, they probably would have won 10 or 11 in a row at this point. So we move on. I don't even need a write-up for this one. We're going into the West Coast game. Now, after the primetime game, we're getting the West Coast game. It was Peterson Painting versus NHI. I said, I don't want to deal with a pizza bet tonight because it's going to be over too late. We all know the 8:30 games don't start till about 11:15. I didn't want to wait there for Domino's to show up, but I should have done it because Peterson Painting comes out on top after what was a very lethargic game. Not many bats going early in the day. Okay, couple innings, couple runs, but it was 7-7 for most of the game, and it was just like slapping and kissing your sister. It wasn't fun till the bottom of the sixth. Bottom of the sixth, we had to do some addition. Jay Roney and Abacus needed to figure out bylaws and what the rules were. Bottom of the sixth, lots of things happen. Big inning. Peterson goes out and puts up 15 to slippity slap him away. A lot of things happened here. A lot of nice plays by the first baseman for Peterson. Kelly at second turned a couple of nice ones. Actually, Joey V. Josh Lee snapped Joey V off at third. I think it was Kelly snapped, got a ground ball hit by Joey V to turn a double play. It was a nice performance by Peterson. I still like this NHI team. I think they're going to be tough to play late in the year, but it's not late in the year. It's right now. Peterson owed them a little slippity slap back after all that pizza I had to buy them the last time we played at the Legion, and it was nice. The boys needed it. Big thing was Artie, the one-man party, continues to rake. He is now 3-1 since he has come to Peterson, and he is just he may be leading the team in batting average since he joined us. Kid's unbelievable. He went 2 for 3 last night, and his last 2 at-bats sparked our inning. Unbelievable, and just continues. He probably has the lowest ERA in the league right now. Unbelievable. Love seeing that out of Artie. Artie's loving life. He's flying high. He's running around. It's great to see. The boys are loving it, and the Peterson boys are buzzing. Kevin Hill, look forward to having you. Artie, the one-man party is sure damn a kid. He had to go get his inhaler last night, so he's a kid. Let's take a look at some shit here. Let's take a look at some standings, if you will. Here we go. We are looking here at the standings for the MMSSL. As I said, A and D. I am loving. I gotta figure this out. This is so. There we go. I got to figure out how to. I just wish I could overlay my finger into the standings, but I can't. Anyway, A and D to sit in the top with Buckley. Love this. 6-0, 4-1. That's really the big thing. You got to win your games at home. How the hell do we have 8 games already at home? Whatever. We're a home team. I guess we just play all our games at home. We don't play road games anymore. A&D 6-0. They're 3-3 away. So catch A&D when they're away. That's maybe when you can get them. Buckley 9-1. This is going to be a nice matchup when these two play. I'm not sure when that's going to be. VFW sitting in 3. Ooh, A&D does have the tiebreaker. Big things there. That could come into play in a couple weeks. Thanks for that, Dustin Merrill, D Money, Squirrely D. Regionals stopped their slide as they're sitting in 4th. Half a game ahead of Peterson Painting, which guess what? Regional, we're coming for you, boys. We're sitting there. We're just outside that top 4. We will play that makeup game against Holt's the 14th of July. Hopefully we can get both of them in. Boom Boom Crews won 2 in a row. They're looking to make it a streak and win 3 now. And then Holt's my toilet bowl team 4-7. Lost 1. Monahan, they're starting to come around. Hopefully they can keep it going and get out of that toilet bowl. And then Tomahawk, just the opposite of Buckley, 1-9. They've lost 7 in a row. That team, they're going to get a win next week. Tomahawk's going to win next week. Let's take a look at these games quickly. Tomahawk, Monahan, Boomers Regional. Ooh, that'll be a good one. Tell you what, I might show up. I'm definitely showing up early for that 6:30 game. Boomers at Regional. Holt's, NHI at Twardarski. Peterson versus A&D. Dustin, I know you're sitting there, and guess what? We're coming to slippity slap you. And then VFW versus Buckley, the 8:30. I'm telling you what, bring some popcorn because Monday night at Martell is going to be a hell of a night. That is some great games right there. Big schedules. Looking forward to it. We are, is next week the 23rd? Can't remember if next week is the 23rd or not. If somebody in the chat wants to just look at their calendar real quick. Let's take a look at some stats here. Let's take a look at some ding-dong leaders. I know Cal Vicious is up there. Look at that. KP with a big 14 home runs in 11 games. You are so strong with those sexy thighs. Dave Campbell, Mike Gallo sitting there at the top with 10 each. How does VFW figure out who's going to hit their home runs? You guys should probably institute a rule. Hey, no 2-run shots. Yes, we can all hit them. No 2-run shots. My God, my hair I need to condition it. Kyle Hamill, Jorge, George, Hernandez, and Pettigrew all sitting in the next little group. Where's sexy Sean? Sean ran. He missed a couple games. He was on vacation. He got a nice tan going. So there we go. Nothing too crazy in here. A lot of Peterson's, we spread them out. We're just a good hitting team, okay? We don't just try to hit home runs like some of you guys looking at you, VFW. Let's take a look at the predictions. I did not update the stats yet because nothing really moved tremendously. But me, D-Money, and the Jumper all went 3-2. Prez went 2-3. So really, you got the Jumper, you got me, Prez, and then D-Money. Actually, D-Money and Prez might be tied. Might be tied now. What's that? Well, we got 23. Let's take a quick peek here and see what happens. And 40. Prez down to 58. Uh-oh. I tell you what, maybe Dustin just jumped. Maybe he took a page out of the Jumper's book and just jumped the Prez. He did. They're tied. Look at that. That's a tie game right there for the predictions. We also might be doing something with the podcast. We might be doing some predictions, an app where you can predict every game for the rest of the year. Or maybe you can join in with us. Maybe we do exactly what we're doing 6, and we might do it on an app. It might be a little action. Maybe there'll be a little action on this contest, if you will. So yeah, looking good. It was nice. I kind of wanted to play 2 games. Oh, shit. I needed to stop sharing. Let's stop sharing. I wanted to play 2 games this week. It was unfortunate that we couldn't. And old Mother Nature there said, no, you can't. But yeah, that's it. Big week coming up. Big weekend coming up below the Open. We're going to be live down at the below the Open. You got all 4 of us playing down there. So we'll be live down there. And then, Sunday night, 8 o'clock, Facebook Live. Bring it pod. Come have fun with the boys. We've been starting a little early so we can interact a little bit. We'll do our podcast, and then a little late we sign off, and then we hang out and shoot the shit with you guys. So really appreciate everything. Again, visitors, you've got home run balls. Home team has raking, and let's make sure we're taking care of our trash and when we're using the trash bags, and we're making sure that nobody has an excuse to come after the softball, and let's really take care of our field so we can keep using it. So any questions, reach out to your coach, bitch at the president, because Jim doesn't have enough going on. But yeah, that's all. If you guys want a shirt, want to bring it podcast shirt, get in touch with one of the boys. We have magnetic koozies coming up here soon too. So hope everyone's doing well. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.